Hello again. We are back, but today is a little bit of change of pace. This is not a brooder in front of me. We have the cab from a Tamiya Grand Hauler. This is actually the same cab as the King Hauler. My last build, I actually have built a Grand Hauler on with a 1986 S2500 International cab. The cab was 3D printed by a buddy of mine. I tried printing it myself, but my printer just kept crashing and crashing. So he prints a lot of bodies, so I just had him print it up for me. And I've had just this thing sitting on my shelf. I got in touch with a guy that is looking for a day cab, and all of my Tamiyas I've made into day cabs. So I've cut a few of these, and I have a 3D printed back. And I told him, yeah, I can cut your day cab apart, and I can get you the back for the 3D printed. And he also asked me if I could shave the headlights, and that's something I've not done before, but why not? It's just plastic. Any mistakes I make, we can fill with the body filler. So when shaving the headlights, we're just going to take this, kind of cut the square part out. What I see most guys do is just get some styrene and fill in there, kind of glue it in place or whatever, and then use body filler. I'm a 3D printer guy, so once I get these cut out, we're just going to design an insert that can fit in there. Obviously, we'll still need a lot of body work to make it look nice, but it should make it a lot easier for just having a piece that sits there, glues it. Hopefully it'll make the bodywork go a lot smoother. So this is the first time at that. I've not done this before. So this is kind of a learning experience for myself, and you guys get to follow along with the journey. I have done a little bit of body work with these. Like I said, I make day cabs, so I have a couple sleepers sitting around. So I was just kind of bored one night and thought, man, if I had a sleeper that was short, I think if I were to put a sleeper on, I'd want to what would be about like a 36-inch bunk. So I just took it and I cut it and took out about probably about an inch, yeah, maybe inch and a quarter. Took out of there and sanded it down, put it together. I did glue some styrene strips on the back side to help support it. Actually, these were the pieces I cut out. I glued them back in, and then you can see one of my lines right in there. But then on the outside, put some body filler in it. Had to work around all these little rivets. That was very difficult. Kind of knocked down the height of some of the rivets. Ultimately trying to get that line back in there on that cab corner. For me, not being a paint and body guy, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I probably needs to be cleaned up just a little bit more before it's actually painted. This is just some primer on it. So I did the body filler, sanded it, put some primer on it, sanded it some more. It needs a little more touch up, but from my first time doing body work on like that, I was pretty happy. I actually don't plan on using this. If someone wants this, I'd probably be willing to give it away. So if you're a subscriber and you like the video and say a comment if you want this, I'll do this as a giveaway because I really don't need it. I was just doing that for the practice. So if you want a short cab, let me know. I'll be glad to send this to you. So but moving on. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video is cutting the sleeper off, cutting the headlights out, and then getting our parts for the day cab back end and the headlights. And he is a paint and body guy, so he's planning on doing that paint and body work, so I'm glad about that. I just got to try not to mess this up. So I told him I'm not going to bill him for the cab until it's done, and we're happy with it. So let's get to it. First thing I'm going to do is use the first cab I cut off. I didn't have a good saw, so I just used a razor blade knife, kept scoring it, and that worked pretty well. I do have a halfway decent saw now, so as I say that, yep, here it is. So I picked up this handle that just holds a regular hacksaw blade, and if you take it easy, it's actually halfway decent for cutting stuff and staying in straight lines. It's just hand powered. You get the control over it. Power tools, you will typically, they can sometimes get away from you. So let's just start cutting. I'm going to try to cut in the middle of this so we're not messing up the body of the sleeper if the sleeper wants to be used again in the future, and we're not messing up the body of the cab either. So let's get cutting. Alright, there we go. So I was able to cut that down, and I don't think I got I got a little close to the sleeper right here. That is nothing though. That can be cleaned up very easily. And actually, if this sleeper were to ever be used again, it's going to be up against the cab, and so you won't hardly see that. So that sleeper coming off was a success. Get this. Cab on the back here, I did not nick it once, so that's a success as well. Now we still have a lot of debris left, so now I will go through with my, actually I usually use flush cuts to get kind of some of the bulk of the stuff off. Actually I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and clean this up a little bit, and I will probably end up just slowly shaving it down. That's almost a little too much material to be sanding off. I can cut a vast majority off pretty easily to begin with. So I'm actually just going to start shaving. All right, I got this shaved down. I'm pretty happy with where it turned out. Really didn't get any nicks or anything in the body. Still can take a little bit of sanding to get that last final edge off and clean that up. I'll probably let the end user deal with that, but it's really close. Not much work needs to be done. Just a few minutes worth of sanding, and I'm assuming once the 3D printed parts in there, I don't know if they're going to make the back removable or if they're going to fill that and sand it. So that's why I'm going to leave it there. You can hear my printer going. The cab back is being printed right now. I normally print those with holes in them that are the distance of the grab handlebars that come with these cabs. And so you put the cab on backwards and you have the holes in it that you can drill index marks into the back of the cab. And then you can put it in from the inside. It flushes out with the front of it, and then you put those grab handles in, and that's what holds the panel in. So if you want to make it removable, it's not easily removable, but it is removable. Or it can be glued in and all the body work done. So the next step is to cut the headlights out. I've not done this before, so my first instinct is to get my Dremel tool out and just hogging away. The problem with that is that Dremel tool can get away from you, and I don't want it to get into the side and nick this or nick that. So I'm probably going to just take it the long, steady way, just chipping it out of this. Probably manually saw the bulk of it and then just trim it down, sort of like what we did with the sleeper. So I'm going to start that, and we'll do a fast montage on this. Alright, so I got the filler pieces for the headlights 3D printed. They're not perfect. I might try to make some adjustments to the file, but the general, the general premise is there, is that we've got kind of a radius of this 3D printed part with that filler in there. Obviously, right now they're just taped in, so I just kind of got them taped in to mock up in place. They would first get glued in, and then some final trimming, sanding would be done. Then I would get the body filler, add the body filler, and get the final sanding done, prime it, sand it some more. A few small little gaps to fill in, but overall not too bad to be able to just take apart, print it out, and fit it up in there. a little bit of trimming to make it fit. So overall, all right. The back got printed last night for the make the day cab conversion, so that fits in there pretty well. In my design, I have this line in that 3D printer as well, so that gets in there and looks pretty nice. Normally, before I paint my two day cabs, what I've done, I've just sanded this smooth to kind of get the same style of finish, and then painted these separately so that these could be removed. In the drawing are 4 holes, and these holes line up with the grab handles that Tamiya provides in the King Hauler and Grand Hauler kits. So if you want to make this removable, I mean, it's not easily removable, but you can use the grab handles to bolt this in. So if you want to do that, you just flip this over backwards, drill your, get this tight, drill your holes, and then you can put this back in there and bolt those in, so that if you ever wanted to change it someday, you can remove those handles and remove this panel. Or this could be permanently attached, glued, sealed, and add body filler and not have any of those holes or handles. I kind of like the look of this. Your average day cab is going to have handles back there for climbing up over the frame, so those kind of fit there pretty well. So hope you guys got something out of this build. Like I said, it was the first time for me cutting headlights out. Overall, I think that went all right. The guy that I'm doing this for, he wants to do the body work himself, so I'm going to leave it at that, and we'll go from there. So the STL files for the day cab back, as well as the headlight fillers, will be in the there'll be a link for Thingiverse in the description of this video. So hope you enjoyed it. If you do, comment, share, let me know. You guys have a good day.